Hello, students. You're welcome. Today, we want to have another section that actually will touch your mind. Yes, today we want to work on inequalities. You see, when we talk of inequalities, before the word inequalities, there was another word called equalities. Equality comes when two variables or two items or more items are compared, measured, and the balance on either of same size or of same quality. Now, with respect to this topic, inequalities, it means it has deviated from the main context, equalities. Now, take for instance, I have this. This is a bottle of Sprite and it is measured 35 cl. Okay, when I bring this bottle of Sprite and another bottle of Sprite that is also measured 35 cl, when I compare the two, I think, what do you think? They're equal. Yeah, they're equal. So I can say a bottle of Sprite A and a bottle of Sprite B are equal. So when you want to show this comparison, you can say A is equal to B. That is equality. When there is no way, even if you go to any part of this country, a Sprite bottle is also always of this kind is measured 35 cl. So it's equal. Then what if we now measure a Sprite bottle and my marker? Oh, what do you observe? They are not equal. Okay. In a case now you measure a marker and a sprite of bottle of 35 cl, you find out that wow, okay, let a bottle of marker or a bottle of Sprite be A, then my marker be B. How do we describe this? Two, we can say equal? No, we put a cross. That's to show they are not equal. When you see this and this, they are not more equal. This is A equal to B, while here A is not equal to B. So today we will be discussing inequalities. Now, in two ways. When we talk about something unequal, something comes to your mind. Okay, I know I'm not equal to this person. Okay, no problem. The next thing that comes to your mind is if A is not equal to B, there is another thing that should register. It should either be, is either A is less than B, we can denote it with this sign, less than B, or A is greater than B, or A is less than or equal to B, or A is greater than or equal to B. That's to say, whenever we identify that a Sprite bottle and a marker is not equal, two things should register to your mind. Or four things. These four things now comes to play. It's either a Sprite of bottle is smaller or lesser than B, which is a marker, or a Sprite of bottle is greater than marker, or a Sprite of bottle is less than or equal to marker, or a Sprite of bottle is greater than or equal to marker. Today, we are going to explain these terms in a very clear and understandable manner. The only thing I want you to do, please share this video and click on the notification button. Please like so that it will get viral. Please, I want to beg you, pay attention towards the end of this class. I want to believe that you will like it. Now, let's go ahead. When you look at this very picture now, I can decide to start with the first. I have my ball here. Oh, this my ball is so good. It's looking fantastic. I have another bigger ball. Another bigger ball is looking good as well. If my ball is not good, then you draw your own. Let me see. Okay. How do we describe this? Can we just measure this way and measure it this way? Okay, let's take it this way. Good. How do we see? How can we compare? We now say that this looks like this. Can we see? Which one now is smaller? I can say ball A is smaller than ball B. Now, in mathematics context, we don't use small. What do we use? We use less. Of course, if you look at this sign, it's already looking like an L. So we can use L as less. So if we use L as less, this thing is also, so we can say that ball A is less than ball B. Good. Or what do you think? Ball A is less than ball B. Then what if I now draw the ball A here and draw the ball B this way? I take it this way. I take it this way. So what do we do? I believe this sign is looking like G. So that I can say this is ball A and this is ball B. So something has changed. So can we still use less than? No. So we cannot use that A is greater than B. Now, this is the form of what we are going to do. In other words, inequality is derived from equality. And when we talk of equality, we're talking of equation. That means we are not going to work without equation in this very video. So in this teaching, we will be deriving from equation. An equation can say, okay, let me say x plus 2 is equals to 5. Somebody will now like, what are you saying? There is a number that if you add 2 to it gives you 5. What is that number? So we can say, okay, let it be any number. I don't know. So applying the method of equality, it can be x, making x subject of formula. X will be equal to 5 minus 2. So I will say x is equal to what? 3. That's to say, if I say 3 plus 2 will give me 5. That means the right hand side and the left hand side must be equal. If they are equal, then that shows equality. But in inequality, we are saying it's either the left hand side is greater than the right hand side, or the left hand side is less than the right hand side, or they are equal and greater than, equal or less than. So we are going to show the real difference between it. Mind you, this is an important topic. JAMB don't do without it. WAEC, NECO, they don't do without it because sometimes students find it difficult to compare two variables, two things. Okay, that will not be our problem. This morning, we are going to speed it up. So let me bring a very good example. Let's say we are working on the same, let me say 3x, okay? Let me say 3x is greater than 2, okay, or 6. 3x is greater than 6. There is a number, the number that if I take this to multiply this, it will give me number greater than. Okay, let's take, what is that? We can use 3 to go with it. If I say, if you have this, you cannot have that. 3, divide both sides. Actually, you make x subject of formula. So we have that 3x will be equals to 6 divided by 3. I hope you understand what I do. This is the coefficient of x is 3, so I am dividing both sides. So when I do this, this and this, x is actually greater. Sorry, I'm using equal to. Greater than 2. What does this mean in a real context? That is to say, if I use this to upload this, so I should have this. Now, to your mind, don't judge. Is 2 actually, when 2 multiplied by 3, will it give me a number greater than 6? No. That is why we have relationship. Relationship. It should be greater or equal to. It should be greater or equal to. So, but in a clear term, it can be used simultaneously. It can be used together. These signs can be used together. This is what we have for now. Good. If I have another example, 3, okay, let me say y minus 2 is less than 5. When this is an inequality sign, so what do? We do, Okay, y minus 2 is equals to 5, which means y will be less than 5 plus 2. So y is less than 7. So this is simple examples I want us to start with. Then the next example then I will give you what to do is, what if I have 3x, okay, or let me say 4 minus 3x is equals to 5. Is equal to 5. Okay, now what do we do in this? This is another, you'll be careful here. We say minus 3x, sorry, I use equal to, is less than or equal to 5. Will be less than or equal to. Then this we cross, which is 5 minus 4. Minus 3x is less than or equal to 1. Now, there is difference between this and this. Here, the coefficient is positive, but here the coefficient is negative. At a point where the coefficient, the variable, or the coefficient is having a negative sign, take note of this. You don't just divide, but you recognize this sign that it will affect this. So we divide both sides by 3 as usual, by minus 3, because the coefficient is minus 3. When this cancels this, definitely, because you have divided with negative coefficient, the sign less than or greater than will turn to greater than or equal to. Sorry, I repeat, the sign less than or equal to will turn to greater than or equal to, meaning our x here will be greater than or equal to minus 1 over 3. Okay, finally, do you know when I say ball A is less than ball B, what does that mean to you? I think it should ring to your mind that it means that ball B will all be greater than ball A. Does that make sense? That's to say, you cannot be greater than me and be less than me at the same time. No, 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 no. If you are taller than me, my brother, I'll be shorter than you. If you are darker than me, I'll be fairer. So it depends on actually the contents you are working. So when you look at A is less than B, obviously B will be greater than A. That is to say, if I say X is greater than or equal to minus 1 over 3, what it also means is that minus 1 over 3 is less than or equal to X. So it should enter to your brain. If I say Y is less than 7, Y is less than 7, what that means is 7 is greater than Y. So please, with this, I want to believe that the short teaching now has this topic, inequality. This is just the introduction, has come little way to spur you to go into work. Please solve this for me and drop your answer on the comment section. Okay, find x if find x if 2x minus 5 is equal to 10, or let's use 15. Then and 4 minus 2y is equals to 8. So what would be the possible value of x and y in this inequality? Okay, this is greater than this, while this is less than or equal to. Okay, please, when you solve this, drop your answer in the comment section. Thank you and have a very lovely day. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.